So, let's get to know Jenny.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
So, you are a wedding planner.
I am.
And what brought you into that?
I got engaged.
Oh my gosh!
So I actually started doing pageants and festivals. That was my thing. I started with the Miss Arab USA pageant in 2010, and then been with them ever since, basically doing it every year and with festivals. So when I got engaged and I started wedding planning, it was so much fun. Like, I know people get really stressed out and you know, it's really hard for some, and there's a lot of wedding planning challenges that come with it, right? But I fell in love with it. And then I also have my really cheesy answer that I'm a complete hopeless romantic and I love love.
Right.
So to be a part of
it's
a couple's,
invigorating.
Yes,
So.
Absolutely. To be a part of a couple's most important day in their life is amazing. And you know, my couples are with me 1 to 2 years before their wedding day.
Oh,
so
wow.
by the time the wedding day comes, it's not my clients up there getting married, it's my friends up there getting married. So to be a part of that is honestly a blessing. I'm very lucky and fortunate to have this as my career.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. And what do your clients expect? Like, what can they expect to get if they book you as their wedding planner?
Yeah, so it depends on what package that they select, right? So I have 4 different packages. There's the full planning, partial planning, month of coordination, and day of coordination. So they're very custom because every couple has different needs, right? And I want to be able to exceed their expectations and making sure that I can fit within everyone's style, taste, and budget. That's really important to me. So depending on which package they select, it's going to be customized, their process with me, on what works for them. I have clients that talk to me on a daily or a weekly basis, right? And then I have some clients that just like monthly updates. And then I have other clients that are so busy with their normal work and life schedule that they really just kind of let me take the reins and do everything for them from beginning to end. They know that they can trust in me to make sure that the process is being executed fully from A through Z. So it's really dependent on the client. It's very custom. I like to make sure they're comfortable.
That's good. So you really, I mean, do you even have set packages or do you really boil it down to what they need?
Both. So I do have standard packages for each package that I offer. And you can also always add to those packages as well because no wedding is the same. No couple is the same, right? They have different wants and needs. So they can absolutely add to my standard packages, or they can just take the standard package as it is. For example, day of and month of, they're pretty standard, right? Those 2 packages, it's kind of more, I like to call it a wedding manager versus a wedding coordinator. I think that's a better way to describe it. But with the planning packages, yes, there is a standard package, but you can absolutely add on and make it more customized so that it's matching your needs and your wants individually.
Very cool. So does the price go up if they start way earlier, or does that just help you if they start early? You know, like in the planning.
Yeah, so I always recommend if you're going to hire a wedding planner, they should be the first vendor that you book. Before you book your venue, before you start looking at photography, get your planner on board, right? And as far as the packages go, there's the standard pricing, but if we add on services, then that's when it may increase. You know,
because some of their the services they get for their wedding might be booked through you.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And then, you know, I have a lot of clients that are destination. So yes, I do have local clients, but I would say majority, 70%, are not local. They're domestic or they're international.
Nice.
So there's a lot of, you know, can you help me with a wedding rehearsal dinner or a bachelor or a bachelorette party, you know, or kind of give us some ideas and an itinerary to do because we're going to be there for 4 days and we've never been to Vegas before. Right. So depending on what it is that they want, it may increase from there, but that's definitely on a base by base.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on each client because everyone has different needs.
Would you say it's even more important to have a wedding planner if you're coming from out of town then?
100%. I always say that it's really important to have eyes and ears here in Vegas on the scene for you, right?
Yeah.
Because I can go to your venue as many times as you want me to and take videos and take photos, and I can FaceTime you and put my phone up to my chest, you know, and walk around the venue and have you see every crevice and every corner of that space. So it's very helpful, I would say, in my opinion, to have a planner if you are not local, just to know that there's someone there that's on your team, you know?
For
You
sure.
know, they're on your side. They have your back, and they always have your best interest.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions?
Yeah, I'm going to chime in here real quick. And you've answered a lot of the question in general. It's a two-part question in regards to planning and how to fit it into a budget. But where would you say it's okay to maybe decide not to have a planner versus to have a planner budget-wise? I mean, the stress alone would probably drive me up the wall trying to handle it all by myself. But I mean, I probably would not choose not to have one.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there are the brides out there that, you know, it is a tough decision. So can you just provide just a little bit more of your personal insight? I think it's invaluable, but you know, there is that question out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it depends on you as a couple yourself. If you're that DIY couple that wants to be involved in the wedding planning process, you can probably take care of most of the challenges on your own. That's also one of the reasons why I offer a partial planning package, because of course it's going to be a little bit more on the budget-friendly side than if I were to be doing the full wedding planning from beginning to end. But if you are someone that is really enjoying the process, then by all means, maybe a coordination package is better for you. And like I had mentioned, I like to say coordinator more as manager. It's a wedding manager, right? So we will manage and execute everything that you have planned from beginning to end. And of course, the day of and month of coordination packages are more on the affordable end versus a partial or a full planning package. So if you're DIY, if you like to be involved, I think you're going to be okay with the planning process. Also do your research, because I think a lot of people have a misconception of how much a wedding planner may cost. It's not a one size fits all. You know, you have planners that go into tens of thousands, and some of them go into triple digits, and then there are some that are more on the lower, more affordable side. So definitely do your research.
Awesome. Thank you so much for answering that question.
Yeah.
Your niece, Casey, says hi. And she also wants to know, can you just tell the audience that they're just watching right now the one thing that makes it what's the best part for you?
The fact that my clients become my friends. Absolutely. Like I said, when you're with me for 1 to 2 years, it's not my clients that they're getting married anymore. It's my friends up there getting married. So you end up gaining these lifelong friendships in this process. And yes, I do their weddings, but you know, you have kids and you have special occasions that go throughout your life, and birthday parties and vow renewals. So, you know, creating those relationships is the best part.
So do you plan a lot of like birthday parties and other events too then?
I do special events, yes, on certain occasions. I definitely focus more on weddings. That is my niche. That's what I love to do. But I do special occasions. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for return customers, I'm sure.
100.
Yeah.
I will never tell a return customer no. Absolutely not.
Aw, that's wonderful. And then last question here, and I believe you did talk about it just for a quick minute, but do you do destination out of the States as well?
So
Yes.
leaving Vegas then.
Leaving Vegas, not just Vegas. I believe she means internationally, so not out of the country.
Absolutely.
Out of the States.
Absolutely. I do offer some travel as well, especially if it's to a country I've been wanting to go to. I'll even throw in a little discount there for you. But whenever you do travel, there is, of course, travel accommodations that need to be compensated for. I don't increase my standard pricing. I just ask that things like hotel, rental car, and airfare are covered.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, I think you kind of touched on this, but what is the difference between a coordination package and a planning package?
Oh, such a good question. So, remember when I had mentioned that a coordinator is kind of more like a wedding manager?
Mm-hmm.
So a coordinator is going to manage everything that you have planned from A through Z, right? We are making sure that everything that you've envisioned and have spent the last year or two planning gets executed the way that you have been planning for it to. We also do things like very detailed timelines when you have a coordination package. So my timelines are very detailed. They're like 3 to 4 pages, but a lot of it is behind the scenes stuff. You know, couples
Right.
get intimidated by making timelines, and they're like, why is there something to do
But they're very important.
every 20 minutes? Yes, because your photographer every 20 minutes needs to know where you're going to be so that they can capture the right photos. Your DJ needs to know where you're going to be so they know when to play those specific songs.
At my wedding, they accidentally started the toast before the before the wine was poured. So
See?
that's things that the timeline help make sure don't happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why they're so detailed. With the planning package, whether you decide to do partial or you decide to do full, a planner is going to help you with your budget, help you book your vendors, negotiate, making sure we're securing those contracts for you. So a planner plans.
Okay,
The coordinator manages.
that makes perfect sense. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that was a lot of really good details. I hope that our audience will reach out to you and hopefully hire you as a planner or coordinator, depending on what kind of bride they are. So that's really great. Thank you so much, Jenny.
It's my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
And what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
So I have my email address, info@eventsbyjenny.com. You can also book for a consultation right on my website.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. We will be have a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Memory Lane Video.